guys, before I start today's vlog, I feel like I have to kind of say a few words about what's been going on recently in the United States, especially. It's kind of one of the main reasons why I didn't film last week, and I honestly wasn't planning on filming this week. For those of you who don't know, which honestly would be quite upsetting if you didn't know already, there's been a huge rise in violence and racist attacks against the Asian community. I'm not going to go really in depth into it because it's very upsetting and heartbreaking, but I just wanted to just remind whoever's watching to please check in on your fellow Asian friends and just make sure that they're okay. I know that personally my parents are super worried about me living here, and I fear going out on my own, and I feel very safe that I have white friends who can be next to me, which is so messed up, but unfortunately it's come to that point. But yeah, I just want to encourage you to check in with your friends, because I've been very disappointed with the amount of people who have either not recognized it as an issue or have spoken about it or have even just sent me a quick text message just asking if I'm doing okay. Seeing some of the videos and the people who, or the victims who passed away in this recent domestic terrorism against the Asian community has been very upsetting, because I just imagine it how I would feel if it was my mom or my dad or my grandparents in that situation and I lost them because a guy was having a bad day. So I just want you to encourage yourself but also other people to check in with each other, because this is really upsetting, and I deal with racism every day and it's not okay. And I have become so numb to some of the jokes and comments that even sometimes my own friends make, and that's really frustrating again. So again, just all in all, like, let's just be nice to one another. You know, we're all at the end of the day human beings, no matter what our skin color is, what our race is. Like, we're all humans. There's no reason for people to be acting that way. That's pretty much it. I just don't really want to speak more on it, at least right now, because I can't comprehend or like gather my thoughts and my words with just like everything that's been going on. But I'm also not the kind to get all serious on my channel. I just felt like as an Asian American, you know, it's my duty to speak up about it and also encourage others to do so. So that's it. Let's just jump straight into the vlog. Today I am at work, but I have some fun things that's been happening in my life, and as you can tell by this title, I want to talk to you guys about I say three, but I probably will end up saying like 5 tips on what to do when you're on set in a film. I've had a wonderful opportunity to be a part of a few sets here in Boston, as I've recently dipped my toes into the film industry, and I have learned so much and I've made a lot of friends and connections. But there are a few things that I wish I had known sooner, that I wish someone had told me about, so that I felt more prepared going in. So I'm going to share that with you. But before that, I'm going to make some coffee. Coffee time! I have a question to you guys. My hair has been I have a lot of hair and it's very thick, which I love, don't get me wrong, but as you can kind of see, it's a little bit like frizzy and it looks dry, and it's not dry, but it looks dry because it's like frizzy and I look like Hagrid. Does anyone have any recommendations as to what kind of hair products to use? Shampoo, conditioner, I'm running out anyway, so it's a perfect time for me to buy new ones. Or even like brushes, because sometimes I feel like when I brush my hair, it gets even more Hagrid-y, if that makes sense. Anyway, food for thought. Think about that until we meet again next week. Oh my gosh, the coffee smells so good. Do you want the lighter one or the darker one?
Do you want to cuddle?
Darker?
Or maybe lighter for the face.
Lighter? Make up your mind, woman. Look at Kimmy's coffee.
That's gorgeous.
Isn't that so pretty?
Yes.
I wish Nespresso would sponsor me. Could you imagine? Nespresso, please sponsor me. I love your coffee and I love your machines. My family has been using them since you first came out with machines, and I just love you guys. Please. Okay, so Nick, Kimmy, and I are probably the worst and best influence to each other. We're very impulsive when it comes to certain things, which can be good because that means we like to live life on the edge. Ooh. Ooh. And recently, and by recently I mean literally Monday, so 2 days ago, Nicola went and got her lasering. So basically what that means is, like, you know, when you have like hair on your armpits or like hair on your legs or whatever, you can choose to get that lasered off. So there's like waxing, shaving, plucking, lasering, whatever. You know, obviously shaving, as we all know, ladies, can be quite a hassle. So Nick decided to get it lasered off, and she had her first session on Monday, and we dropped her off there, and she came out in like 10 minutes, and she was like, oh my goodness, like it was so quick, so like fast, like not painful, like definitely some discomfort there, but also Nick has a very high pain tolerance, and just it was so easy, and she doesn't have to go back for another 6 weeks. So Kimmy and I in the car on the way back were like, oh, should we do it, should we do it, should we do it? And then we got back and we both purchased the package.
Groupon had a crazy discount.
Yeah, the discount was like, you saved like a couple thousand, and on top of that there was like a $50 discount if we like purchased by yesterday. So of course me and Kimmy purchased yesterday, or the other day, or Monday night, sorry, and then we scheduled to go for a consultation. So yesterday I went in and I got my armpits, and then today Kimmy went in and she's gonna get hers done tomorrow. So we all got ours done in a week, so we did that, and that was pretty cool. How's your meeting?
It's good. I have another one in half an hour. Oh, what time is it right now?
36.
Okay, yeah, 25 minutes.
Anyway, how's everyone doing?
Good. Sleepy.
I'm asking.
No, I'm sorry.
It's okay. How are you doing, Nicola?
I'm alright. Could be better.
What's
Could be
wrong?
worse. I'm just tired.
You seem a little tired. You want me to make you an espresso martini?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Kayla is texting me. Anyway, I guess since my life is so boring and I have no other updates for you guys, we'll talk about what it's like being on set as an extra. Dun dun dun!
What happens when you drive up?
Ah, so what do you, like, what is like the first thing you see? What happens when you arrive? Oh wait, that's great. So usually it's the night before, or if you're lucky, a few days before, they'll send you like an email of like all the details, like the location that you need to drive to, the time. That's gonna be important, is like don't be late, because if you're late, that's gonna be very frustrating. So don't be late. But the time, and especially if there's any like wardrobe or costume or makeup or things that they want you to prepare in advance. So sometimes if it's like a specific movie that's set in a specific time period, or you're an alien as a background, you know what I mean? Like those costumes where you can't necessarily pull it out of your closet, you'll usually have a fitting like a couple days before so that they have that costume ready for you. But if you're just a normal like pedestrian or like a college student, like you can usually bring in your own clothes. So they'll tell you like bring in jeans, bring in whatever, and so like they'll have a bunch of stuff and you'll pack that in a bag and bring in. Rule of thumb, or something that I personally like to do, is just bring more options than they ask, because that way if one of the options that you thought would work doesn't work, you have a backup. So that's what happens. So you come in with all your stuff and make sure to bring some sort of ID to prove that you're your person. And when you go in, usually there's like a sign-in section. So like they'll like check that you came in on time, maybe give you your forms. Now because of COVID, everything, all the forms are digital, whatever, but usually they'll give you your paper forms and you fill that out. And then there's like a waiting room for like the extras. So there's probably gonna be like changing rooms and bathrooms and stuff if they like want you to change, but it's just like a waiting room, and you're in a room filled with all the extras, and you just like sit there and like hang out. And that's a good chance for you to like really make new friends and like talk to people and see what their experience is like, if this is their first time being on set, or if this is their 10th time being on set, and then you just like learn a lot about each other and make friends. That's something I like doing.
What was the first time you did it?
The first time I did it was the movie I Care a Lot that I was in, that came out. I was in the cycling class with Rosamund Pike, and and also a lifeguard. So I was very nervous the first time going in because I had no idea what to expect. Like I knew nothing. Like the only thing I knew was don't speak to the actors, like the main leads, like the celebrities, if you will. Don't speak to the director, and don't be late, and basically just be professional. And that, I agree completely about the professionalism. Like, yes, you can have fun and like make friends with extras and stuff, but like when it's time to like have your A game and like you have to be, you know, like professional, like don't be on your phone if you're on set, you know, like stuff like that. Like, I think it's like common sense, but you'd be surprised by how many people don't actually get that. But professionalism is definitely one thing that I will say to just always keep in mind. Another thing too is that sometimes there are long days in terms of like when they're asking your availability for that day, they really mean all day, because sometimes the set time can go a lot longer than you anticipated, which means that you have to, you know, extend your time that you're there. And if you schedule something after that, you most likely can't go. Or if you're going to be that person who's like, I have to go pick up my kids, or I have to pick up my boyfriend, like whatever, they're not going to be happy with that. Because then like if you were a main part of the scene in the background and they saw you and then suddenly you're disappeared, like that's not gonna look good. So that's another thing, is that when they ask you, are you free that whole day, like make sure you're actually free that whole day. But that being said, because sometimes there's a lot of waiting around, like I was on a set once where I, like, no joke, was waiting and sitting around for like, what was it, 5 hours, 6 hours? I was like texting you about it.
I think it was like 6 or 7.
It was like 6 or 7 hours. Actually ridiculous. But if you like bring your computer or bring a book or bring your phone or whatever to kind of make yourself do something, or anyway, I hope that was helpful in terms of my experiences being on set and some advice that I would give you. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm finally done with work. I am very tired. And do you guys ever randomly get like waves of nausea and like headaches? Just me? Anyway, I got that today and it was very exhausting. But I'm done, which is awesome, and now it's around 6:30, and I think Nicola will soon be making a Korean dish for me. It's called tteokbokki, and it's basically a mixture of tteokbokki and ramen. It's not the healthiest thing ever, but it's so good, and we found this really good packaged one that we like, and we just pop in the noodles, and it's really yummy, and I'm too lazy to make it, so I'm really hoping Nicola will cook it, but we'll see.